I finally got my final package, so now I can do this video, the manga haul video for February. Hello, welcome to Atrocious Gameplay, and you may know if you've been here that I recently moved to a new state that doesn't even have a Barnes & Noble within an hour driving distance, but that won't stop me. I've still been able to get a really good haul, I feel like, of different manga, light novels, etc., with more on the way. Now, before I get into saying what I bought this month, I just want to let you all know that the live stream we did where I gave you all my credit card and you bought books, manga, light novels for me, that is not going to be included in this video because, well, it's just not here yet. It's currently shipping to my PO box, but it's not actually here yet, so we'll save it for the March, because March, in all honesty, is actually a light month in terms of new manga releasing, because a lot of it, I noticed looking at the different dates yesterday, a lot of it is being pushed back into April. So if you want to see what Chad forced me to buy in terms of manga and light novels without me having a final say, make sure to please subscribe to the channel, helps out, all that stuff. Yada yada, you know. Anyways, let's look at some books. All right, so the first series that I'm going to talk about is Classroom of the Elite. So I just recently got into this series. I'm currently reading the first volume, about halfway done of the first light novel, and this is an interesting story. This is a psychological series that has recently gotten a lot of hype because of the second season of anime that was recently announced. So I'm trying to jump the gun and read these before they get even more popular and more off the shelves. This is an interesting story about an elite high school. Now, I can't give too many details yet because, well, I'm only halfway through book one, but this is a high school that is separated from society. They're not allowed to contact people outside of the school. It's basically like a boarding school, and there seems to be more than meets the eye. It's been interesting so far, and it's got kind of a love aspect as well, but it's like a goofy high school love aspect. It's not really like super serious like a rom-com or a romance novel. It's just more of high school boys being high school boys, if that makes sense. I currently have now volumes 1, 8, and 9. These are the ones that I was able to find at a nearby city Barnes & Noble, and I've got more on the way. I believe 6, 7, and 2. Those will be featured in next month's video, but I'm excited to get more of this series because I've enjoyed this one so far. And I mean, it's one of the top light novels rated on MAL, so it's gotta be good. Another light novel series that I'll talk about real quick is Adachi and Shimamura. Now, this is a fun, lighthearted Yuri light novel series. Absolutely wonderful. I haven't really been reading it yet, but this is one of the light novel manga series that I decided in 2022 that I wanted to fully collect, read, etc. It's been recommended to me by several people. It's very well rated on different websites, and I'm super excited to start reading this and enjoying it. I will be starting it soon, and as of right now, I'm completely up to date. I've got volumes 1 through 8. Volume 9 is releasing pretty soon. I don't remember when, but it's down here on the screen for you all to see. But just the aesthetic pleasure alone is enough for me to buy this series because it's just so cute. These covers are just so good and so adorable, and yeah, I love the story. I haven't even read it yet. How have I loved this story? It's just great, okay? I like LGBTQ stories. The next one that I got is actual manga this time. It's Made in Abyss. Now, this was part of the package that just came today, so it's actually still in the wrap. Now, this volume 9 of Made in Abyss, is actually the second to last one that I need to stay up to date with the series before volume 10 releases here soon. Still looking for volume 3. It just doesn't exist, and I'm not gonna pay like $30 for it, so hopefully I can get volume 3 pretty soon. But for the time being, Made in Abyss just breaks my heart. I'm so excited for season 2, and I'm so excited to see where the journey goes. If you know, you know. Before I move on to the next one, I just thought of this. It's interesting that, like, again, if you know, you know, but I'm just saying, I feel like with the anime, this is actually before the placement of volume 8. I actually don't know that for sure, if it's a different order than the anime, if the manga is a different order than the anime, because I haven't read it yet since I don't own volume 3. But I've seen the anime and I've seen the movies, and I'm like pretty sure that this is before where volume 8 is in terms of like the anime. Does that make sense? I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you know that answer. And now for some cool looking books, we've got Soul Eater Perfect Edition number 6. Now, I've loved these Soul Eater editions. I'm a huge sucker for black and gold colors personally, and so Soul Eater, a very classic series almost, just a lot of love for it. I've enjoyed it so far for the first couple volumes that I've been able to read, and I can't wait to have more. Volume 7 is going to be coming soon, and it's just so beautiful. The pages look so good. The different colored pages too as well that you see a little bit throughout this series, and just the illustrations are great. Hardback books, again, super good. I can't speak about how much I love books like this. Now, these next couple series are ones that I haven't talked about in a couple months. This first one being Horimiya. So now recently volumes 9 and 10 were restocked on Right Stuff Anime. And now, as someone who needed before this purchase 9 through 13, I decided to jump on these right away. I love the anime of Horimiya. It's one of my favorite like romance animes to date, and from what I've heard, the manga is even better. So I'm super excited to continue reading this series and to continue enjoying the art, the story, the beautiful characters that are portrayed in this series. All right, the next volume of manga that I got is another series that I haven't talked about lately, Black Clover 4. So because I couldn't find volume 4, I kind of just like stopped buying Black Clover volumes. I currently now have 1 through 6, but I'm kind of beating myself because I really need to buy the other volumes, because I think there's 28 now at the time of this recording, 29 releasing pretty soon. So I gotta start buying the available ones, since this month of March is going to be a light one. So volume 4, Black Clover, an incredible series in my opinion. Excellent shonen anime, highly recommend. I'm excited to see more of the art. I absolutely love the art in this series, and I'm looking forward to see where this actually takes the series, you know, how much more I enjoy this series because of the art and the beauty. So congratulations, Yuki Tabata. I love Black Clover. Now, another series that I can recommend, and I've actually already read this volume, and I have to read the series as soon as I get it, Komi Can't Communicate, volume 17. Now, if you're also a fan of Komi Can't Communicate, you may understand the cliffhanger that volume 16 left me on, and so I had to see how the story continued, and I just can't talk about this series enough. I've said this probably every single manga haul when I get Komi Can't Communicate. This is just an incredible romance, like slice of life high school series. Like, there's just more to it than the romance aspect, and it's just wonderful. I absolutely love it. The art is terrific. The anime was super fun. Not as great as the manga in my opinion, but still one of the contenders for anime of the year. Definitely fall 2021, and season 2 is coming in, I believe, April or so. It's coming this spring, I think. So I'm excited to see how far season 2 takes in the manga and when we can start seeing her. I love her. Now, another anime that many people are waiting on, the next anime project, which is not happening anytime soon, I don't think. It is Hunter x Hunter. So it's curious. So for longtime manga fans that may be collectors of Hunter x Hunter and the manga series, this is the volume 1 that I found recently at a box lunch. But I don't believe this is like the original volume 1. I put it up on the screen. This is the volume 1 that is listed on Right Stuff, and for the most part the volume 1s that I've seen look like that. This, I don't know if is like a new reprint, first published in 1998, so I guess this is the new printing. So first printing in the US March 2005, and then 13th printing in May 2021. So this looks like, I guess, the 13th printing of the series, which came out less than a year ago at the time of this recording. I don't actually mind if this is different than the other volumes of the series because, well, Hunter x Hunter is very popular. People love this series. There's a reason that everybody cries about thinking of the anime and just I guess the manga is just Hunter x Hunter. I haven't been able to read this yet, but I'm excited to get into it. Hunter x Hunter is one that I've kind of been afraid of because of the indefinite hiatus of this series, because I'm a completionist, to be honest. Like, oh, it's gonna hurt. But I've heard so many good things about this series from so many different people, including some of my close friends, that I just gotta get into it. I saw it, I took the opportunity, got it on sale, like I had to do it. But now for some new gen shonen series. First off, Kaiju number 8. Now I really need like Mappa or somebody to make this anime, because this is a fantastic series. If you're looking to jump on a hype train of a brand new series that just started printing recently, this is one for you. This is an excellent series. Reminds me a lot of like Black Clover or Jujutsu Kaisen, I think maybe a better comparison. Anyways, it's an incredible series with absolutely bonkers art. I think here's like a good one right here. Like, look at this art right here. Look at the lines that are on this 2 pages or whatever, and there's so many more if you read it on the Viz Media app. Whether you read it, I don't know if it's on the Shonen Jump app. I read it on the Viz Media app, but it may be on the Shonen Jump app. But this is an incredible new series that I highly recommend to many people, and people in our Discord have also talked about and recommended this series to others. So definitely jump on this if you can. Volume 2 is going to be coming out soon. All right, and one that is the most heartbreaking Shonen Jump volume that I have to show you today is Chainsaw Man number 9. Now, Chainsaw Man, I've talked about this series basically every single month. It's an incredible series, absolutely fantastic, absolutely wonderful, absolutely love it. And this one specifically is a great volume. If you know, you know. I won't spoil it for anybody, but it's pretty great. And I absolutely love this series. It's my favorite all-time manga. I've read all the way through part 1 already, so I probably won't ever open up these volumes in terms of reading, at least in the next couple years or so. But honestly, like, I can't recommend the series enough. Like, I honestly, once all of the volumes release for part 1, which I think is going to be before the anime starts airing, I actually want to make a video about why you should read Chainsaw Man. So if you want a video of that type, just let me know. I mean, I did a review of Bleach, so I wouldn't mind doing a review of Chainsaw Man. Now, a series that I can completely disregard the anime because it's trash. I've talked about this many times. Peach Boy Riverside. I read this series online. It was a great manga series. I think I'm still ahead. 19 chapters. Yeah, so I'm still ahead of the manga as of right now that I've read online, but this is a really cool series, one that now in anime. Don't watch the anime, please don't do it. But you can hear all about the anime in the iCard up top. But this is a cool series, in my opinion, a cool series that has a bunch of mystery, that has a bunch of mythical beasts, powers, monsters, all of the sort, and actually incredible art as well. This series features a ton of great scenes in terms of sinister scenes, just absolutely beautiful scenes, and I love this series. I recommend the manga only to people because it's in an order that makes sense. I need to back off of this horse and just get back to reality right now. Stop talking about the anime. Anyways, this is a cool series. The only thing about volume 5 is, I don't know, this face just looks off to me. I don't know, this like one eyeball is going away, and this is the only like weird thing about the manga, at least in my opinion, but whatever. One series that I haven't talked about in a while, and I'm so glad that I could talk about it again Fairy Tail. Now, this is volume number 8. If you do not know, Fairy Tail is one of the series that I'm trying to read completely before I watch the anime. Just a series that I jumped on. There was a day that I went to the bookstore where I only wanted to buy manga and light novel volumes of series I didn't really know anything about. So like Weathering with You was part of this. Fairy Tail was the start. There was like one more, but I can't remember what it was. Anyways, that doesn't matter. But Fairy Tail volume 8, it's a super cool series in my opinion. I like the art style. I say this every single month. It reminds me of One Piece, and glad that I can showcase more Fairy Tail because I think last month I actually didn't get a new Fairy Tail volume. So hopefully I can get more volumes in the future. I'm actually trying to complete the first box set, and then I feel like with Fairy Tail, because I have this new full-time job, I'm just gonna buy entire box sets. So I'll have to finish this off and then buy the casing, if that's possible, I don't know, of the series, and then hopefully soon I'll be able to buy bunches more of Fairy Tail because I've loved the series so far. It's got a good sense of mixing comedy, action, not really romance, more of just like flirts and simpness, but it's all in good fun, and it's a cool series in my opinion, and I recommend it at least through the first 7 volumes. Now, one that was actually recommended to me and I absolutely love it, it's Full Metal Panic. I was able to get the second collector's edition just the other day. I had a day off, so I decided to go to the nearby is like an hour away, bookstore and check out what they had in stock, and they had volume 2 in selection. And honestly, like, I kind of wish I bought it online. Like, I'm not gonna complain because I did get it super cheap, but it's got kind of these like pokes in it, but I mean the volume's gonna stand like this, so as long as the neck and the binding is like okay and it's kind of like untouched, I'm gonna be all right with it. So although this is kind of a letdown, I mean, at least I've got the series right now. Full Metal Panic is an excellent novel series. This is the collector's edition that mixes 3 volumes of the original series. This has the ending day by day 2 parts and a dancing very merry Christmas. So I love this story. I love the 2 main characters that are a part of it, and it's really like one of the only mecha series that I'm really into. So very, very cool, very awesome. It's exciting. I'm interested to see how it continues because in the first one, if you know, like the bad guy comes back in one of the volumes. So I'm like, I don't really like that kind of style in storytelling, but I mean, as long as they don't do it again with the same person or with a villain that we've already seen before, I'm gonna be okay with this series. I mean, I love these collector's edition volumes. They're just super nice. I love the silver, both the dark silver and the light silver, and it's a good series. Like I've super enjoyed reading this, and shout out to the people in the YouTube comments that have recommended this to me because I mean, I like this series now. Keeping on the mecha train, we have the 9th light novel of 86. I was like, I couldn't remember what volume this was, and like I first looked here and I was like, wait, it's not the 86th volume. I was like, it's not the 8th or the, and I was like, oh yeah, that's right, it's 9. So volume 9 of 86. 86, if you do not know, is one of my favorite animes to date. I absolutely love this series. The anime is not at volume 9 yet. I think it's in the middle of volume 3 or towards the end of volume 3. Regardless, there is a lot more material that goes past the anime, and the anime with having the last 2 episodes kind of leaving us until here in a couple of weeks, which I'm super excited about, by the way. I just absolutely love this series. The illustrations are incredible. I love the characters. Anju, she's great. I love her, and I can't wait to read more of this. I gotta start reading more and more, especially because the anime season is going to end. I think once the anime season ends, I'm gonna jump ahead in the series and continue reading past, kind of spoiling it for me, but because I just can't wait and I love this series. So excellent. The only thing is, this was part of the order that just came today. There's a little bit of like a tear, a little bit of damage on this one. And I mean, I mentioned earlier that as long as the necks don't have damage, like I'm pretty okay. So I may in the future try to rebuy this volume if I see it at a Barnes & Noble. It's also printed a little bit off, you can see here on the side. I might try to rebuy this volume, to be honest, with a better neck, but that'll be like not on the top of the priority list. That'll just be the next time I can go to a Barnes and Noble and maybe just scourge around and try to find this, because usually the 86 is not super difficult to find. I've seen in like Barnes and Noble, at least the last couple different ones that I've been to, they've all had like several volumes of 86 in stock. Maybe not a bunch of like volume 9s and volume 8s, maybe like 2 or 3 of the last couple of volumes, and then they usually have at least one of the rest of the volumes, and then volume 1 gets reprinted and sent. So I'm excited to continue reading it. The ones though that you can't really find that often now is these hardback, I guess they're like omnibus volumes almost, I don't know. I have finally gotten the last 2 volumes that I have needed of Erased. I'm actually going to do it this way. This is a much cleaner volume. So volumes 3 and 4 of Erased, the final 2 volumes that I needed to complete this series. I, prior to this, had volumes 1, 2, and 5. So I just needed the last one. This one, volume 4, saying final, as you may know. So like, it's a little bit different than the anime, but this is an incredible isekai series that so many people love, and it not being a new series, it's kind of difficult to find. For a while now, volumes 1, 2, and 5 were available pretty easily on like Right Stuff Online, but volume 3 and 4 just got restocked a couple weeks ago. I don't actually know if it still is. I plopped it on screen, the listing, so then you can see if it's still there or not for yourself. I just highly recommend this series. It's a gut-wrenching series. It's a series that keeps you on the toes, kind of the mystery and the isekai, and it's just phenomenal. I know some people in my community on Discord, which you can join. It's free if you would like to talk about anime, manga, light novels, etc. It's just a fantastic story that, I mean, it's one of my favorite anime to date. It's arguably one of my favorite isekai to date as well. So it's so cute and it's so wonderful, and I love this volume cover. Just this series just makes me so happy. I'm so happy that I completed this series. For the next couple series, I'm gonna have to take a little bit of time to complete because some of them are pretty hard to get. The first one being Dr. Stone. Now, you may remember in the last manga haul video, I got volumes 2, 4, 6, 7, I think, of Dr. Stone. It's kind of covered up by a book that I have on display, so I can't really see it. But now I have volume 1 of Dr. Stone. It's not a volume that I expect to be like super hard to get. I actually expect more like volumes 3 through probably like 11 to be the most difficult, I feel like, to get. Volume 1 of Dr. Stone, the series, the manga volume that started it all, and it's an interesting tale. I mean, now imagine the whole world is destroyed and you have to start civilization from square one, and that is Dr. Stone, the genius kid right here, just an absolute prodigy in terms of the sciences and the arts. And there's a lot in this series. It's a beautiful series. I've seen so many different manga panels. Like, oh my gosh, what was that one that we just saw? Like, look at these panels right here. Just absolutely fantastic illustrations and drawings from Boichi. It's just so good in my opinion, and I'm so excited to read this. I've been recommended the anime by many people. I've been recommended the manga as well, and it's one of the series that I want to read and be up to date by the end of 2022. So I got a lot of work to do catching up on this series, but not as much work as I have for this one. It is I always try to say the name in Japanese and I always botch it the first time. Jigokuraku, or Hell's Paradise. So I finally was able to snag volume 2. This is a very, very popular seinen series. I believe it's seinen. Yeah, it's not Shonen Jump. So very, very good series in my personal opinion, and I read volume 1. It's insane with its illustrations. The covers are absolutely beautiful of the series too, because they're such bright, vibrant colors, just fluorescent colors that really make kind of the duller part of the picture, like the person, like super pop out. And I absolutely love that about this series, and at least its covers. I'm not going to flip through it because, well, explicit content on here. This is seinen, so I don't want to get this video demonetized, even though it's not monetizable. I don't know. Anyways, subscribe to the channel. Maybe one day we'll get monetized videos. But anyways, this is a super cool series. I highly recommend it. It is very difficult to find though. I think it is very popular, especially with the anime coming out soon, and Mappa is going to be making it. Like, this series is going to start selling out even faster once the anime releases and people jump on top of it and gravitate towards it, especially if Mappa does it very well. You always got to be careful with like seinen and stuff because, well, Tokyo Ghoul. But that's a little bit different. But anyways, Hell's Paradise, great series. I'm excited to have volume 2. Looking towards volume 3, but I think I'm going to start buying the other volumes first because, well, the anime is coming out soon, like I mentioned, and it's going to be difficult to find here in a while. Now, back to some light novels. We have my guilty pleasure, and that's Ari Feretta, From Commonplace to World's Strongest. This is volume 5 of the series. Just recently got restocked on Right Stuff, so I went ahead and bought it. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of a trash series in terms of like the anime and a lot of the stuff about it. Like, yeah, but it's fun. I absolutely love this series. It's just great fun. It's everything my teenage self wanted to be in terms of the main character. Whoa! It's not that bad of a picture, I promise. It kind of surprised me for a second there. But Ari Feretta, really cool series if you're looking for just a goofy harem cool shonen anime to enjoy, or light novel series as well. Like, I'm convinced that the light novels are better than the anime, so if you're open to different options of enjoying Ari Feretta, recommend the either manga or the light novel series. I'd probably start with the light novel because it is the source material. It's what the series exactly intended it to be, if that makes sense, because sometimes when you get like an anime adaptation or a manga adaptation, you know, like just adaptations in general, sometimes they stray away from like the true message, the 100% real script of the series, and kind of do their own little thing to make it unique and like sell more volumes. But anyways, Ari Feretta, very cool. I haven't started reading them yet. I've just been watching and enjoying the anime, but soon I will do a series. And honestly, I may make a video that's like, how should you enjoy this series? Like, manga, anime, or light novel. I might try that. Now, another light novel series. It is World's Finest Assassin gets reincarnated into another world as an aristocrat. Volume 4. This is a recent release. I think the next of this is starting to like fade a little bit or get a little worn. That's a little worrisome, but I mean, that's the thing when you have to mail your volumes, I guess. You know, I'm not picking them up in store anymore, but this is a cool isekai series, in my opinion. I really liked the anime. I mean, the anime was pretty good. There were some things that were a little interesting about it, like the original opening kind of first scenes in the first episode that were not apparent in the light novel, kind of like were a little weirdly placed, and I have some feelings about them, but this is a cool light novel series. I'm excited to read more of it. It's a harem series as well, right? Like, I don't know. Is that like a weird statement? Maybe I'm just really into like harem series. I don't know. Maybe I'll just be like the harem manga collector. Well, I don't know about that. There's some stuff that I don't want on my bookshelf. But if you want slow, cozy, lighthearted, easy, comfy reads, may I show you Banished from the Hero's Party? I decided to live a quiet life in the countryside. Even a longer title. This is volume 5 of the series. Now, the anime was probably, oh man, there was some good romance anime in fall 2021. Taishu Tome Fairy Tale, Komi Can't Communicate. This series, like, I don't know what I would make as number 1, but I have never cheered more and more for 2 main characters to kiss that season and to just kiss now Kith than in this series. It's an absolutely wholesome series. I'm excited to start reading this series here very, very soon. And it's kind of a short series in terms of light novels. I feel like out of all of the light novels that I have, this is like kind of the shorter ones, I feel like. Now, the book is a little bit bigger. This is about 183 pages. The book is a little bit bigger in terms of height as some of the other series, so there just might naturally be more words in terms of each series, but I'm hoping that this is a very, very fun series. Volume 6 is going to be coming soon, so I need to start getting onto this, because I would think that this gets another season of anime, like as well as this one, and as much as people loved the main characters, like I'm sure it will. Now, the final couple volumes that I got left, first we might as well go to one of the most popular series in terms of anime community. It is Full Metal Alchemist. So the Full Metal edition is the way that I'm personally collecting the Full Metal Alchemist series and being able to read it. In my opinion, it's probably the best way to get into the manga series because, well, these are way easier to get than the original volumes, in my opinion. You may get lucky with like box sets and stuff. I don't know if there's box sets for Full Metal Alchemist, but either way, these are such good volumes. I absolutely love it. It's like the Soul Eater perfect editions, to where it's the same like material in terms of the cover is a little different actually, but the pages are what I was trying to say. The pages are the same type of material, and it features some colored pages as well. I'm pretty sure that FMA does the same thing as Soul Eater, where it like does a weird combined of volumes, like more like 1.5 volumes per collector's edition. I don't know that for sure. I'd find it hard to imagine that it has a 1-for-1 the same. I don't know. I haven't actually started reading it yet, so maybe somebody in the comments can let me know about that, because I don't want to provide wrong information, obviously. But if I had to take a guess, I think it would, because these are a little bit thicker than like regular manga volumes. I think a little bit in terms of like the amount of pages. But it could just be that the pages are just naturally thicker because they're a different material. I'm not sure. I don't think there's like a thing in here at all that says like, this adapts volumes blah 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 and blah 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 of the original series. But my absolute favorite thing that I got is my favorite cover of manga all time. If there's one volume of manga that I have to display, it is this one. It's Jujutsu Kaisen number 14. Now I'm so excited for JJK0, the movie, to come out later this month in March, and I just absolutely love this picture. I love the colors on it, the blues, the purples, pinks, all that stuff, especially the black tone. Sukuna is an excellent character, in my opinion. So sinister and so well drawn out through this. I haven't read anywhere past the manga, and so where season 1 ended, that's where I'm at. But I'm super excited to get more and more Jujutsu Kaisen to enjoy. Volume 15 is going to be coming out before we know it, I feel like. Not anytime this month, but soon. And I just can't wait to read more and enjoy more of this art. I just flashed through it real quick because I don't know. I don't want to spoil it for me or anybody else though. Man, Jujutsu Kaisen is such a good series in my opinion. Now, even though this is the end of this month's manga haul video, make sure please, we still got more manga videos coming up. I mentioned that I gave chat my credit card and they forced me to buy manga. So that video is coming very, very soon, probably later this week, as well as some other anime videos of other collection things. If you like collecting other things outside of just manga, we were able to open up a Rent-A-Girlfriend booster box of the trading card game of Weiss Schwarz, and Mushoku Tensei releases here in about 2 weeks, and I do plan on opening that as well and making a video out of it. So if you want to make sure and see those things, make sure you subscribe. But that is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. We've got more stuff coming up, and if you want more videos that I think you'll like, definitely check those videos in the playlist over there, and have a great rest of the day. Keep reading manga. Let me know what you recommend in the comments below.